Again, thanks for joining us. We're going to give everybody maybe just one more minute. If you could put your name and where you're from in the chat so we know who's joining us today. All right, well, let's get started. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us. My name is Elizabeth Seary. I'm the Executive Director of Teaching and Learning at Foundations, Inc. And I just want to thank you for joining us for one of our Beyond School Hours National Education Conference follow-up webinars. Before we get started, I'll give you a little bit of background about Foundations, Inc. We're a national education nonprofit, and we're located in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. Our mission is to improve the quality of education by building the skills of educators. So we do that across the school day. We work with after-school programs, schools, districts, and even at the state level. And our vision is to create a brighter future for every child every day. So if you're interested in learning a little bit more about our organization, you can take a minute and follow us on social media. We'll make sure that is put in the chat. And you might already know us from our signature professional learning experience, the Beyond School Hours Conference. Our conference is held every year in February, and in 2022, we'll be in Orlando, Florida, and the registration is open, so we hope you will consider joining us. We're so excited to be back together again on site. We were just talking with our friends from Alliance for a Healthier Generation about being back together in Orlando. So I would like to welcome Daniel Hatcher, who's the Director of Community Partnerships at Alliance for a Healthier Generation, and Michelle Owens, who's the National Content Advisor. And they're going to share with us some simple and low-cost activities for family fun and summer learning. So thanks, guys, for being here.
Thanks, Elizabeth. We're super happy to be here. Happy Summer Learning Week. It's also Park and Recreation Month, so there's a lot of things to celebrate this month. So super happy to be with you all today. Like Elizabeth shared, I'm Daniel Hatcher, I'm the Director of Community Partnerships at Healthier Generation, and I am so happy to be tag teaming today's workshop with my friend, Michelle Owens. Michelle, do you want to say hello to everybody? Introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. I'm Michelle Owens, Healthier Generation. I work in out of school time under a CDC grant that we've been leading for the last 5 years. It's actually wrapping up and coming to an end. And so we're excited about our next set of work that's coming up. But thanks for having us today. And I hope you really have some great activities that you can bring back to your sites and families.
Thanks, Michelle. So as you probably saw and or heard in the description, today is really all about resources. We want today to be kind of like a fun virtual party together, celebrating Summer Learning Week and giving you tools that you can take into the coming school year as well. So we actually don't have slides to share. So today is all activity based. I think we have 6 or 7 different activities that we're going to do together. So if you're interested and willing, we'd love for you to be on video with us. We're going to move a little bit. We're going to do some drawing activities. So lots of opportunity for you to share and ask questions. Again, we want this to be as interactive and fun as possible. And if you're not familiar with Healthier Generation, we work across the country to create environments that support physical health and mental health of young people and their families. So you'll notice a lot of the activities today are geared toward nutrition, physical activity, and feeling connected and a sense of belonging. So quite a few social, emotional related resources. And thanks, Paula. I appreciate you putting the link in the chat box there. And please use the chat if you would like. Would love to answer questions as we go along. We're gonna have a little time at the end for Q&A, but we really want this to be as conversational with all of you as possible. I also shared that many of the resources we're going to demonstrate and share today are from our Kohl's Healthy at Home resource hub, where you can find tools to eat healthy, move more, and again, feel connected as a family. So Kohl's Healthy at Home is the resource hub where you can find all these tools. And again, we'll put links in the chat. We'll follow up with links We can put our email in the chat box as well. So don't feel like you have to take a lot of notes. We really want you to have fun with these activities with us today. All right, so y'all ready for our very first activity? It's a drawing activity, and you may have seen the resource that this is based off. It's a feelings chart, and the feelings chart has a big grid with lots of different emojis, and all of those emojis have different adjectives for feelings. But today, we're going to do things different today. We're not going to have that on the screen. We want you to draw an emoji that describes how you're feeling today. And no matter how you're feeling, save space. Feel free to draw whatever emoji comes to you, and we'll share in just a second. So let's take, it's 3:06 Eastern. Let's take until 3:08 Eastern. So 2 minutes. Draw your emoji. Let us know how you're feeling today. I'm going to draw mine too. So again, if you're just joining us, we are drawing an emoji that describes how we're feeling today. Again, this is based off of the Healthier Generation feelings chart, but today we're doing a drawing. I actually think today the theme for Summer Learning Week is art. So it's fun that we're doing an art activity today. And if you're watching the recording, I hope you'll draw along with us as well and try this. Maybe this could be an activity you share with one of your teammates, or you could use this with your family to check in. It's been quite a year, so using these techniques to connect with each other is really important. And also, if you're just joining, we'd love for you to put your name and your location in the chat. All right, Michelle, I would love to see your emoji. How are you feeling today? How are you feeling today?
You see it?
Very nice. So I see a big smile, 2 eyes that are hearts. And is that a new hairstyle you're going to go
My hair
for?
is kind of wild because we haven't had summer camp in the last 2 weeks and they go back on Monday. So my face is happy that camp starts again on Monday. So all 3 of them can go forth and do wonderful summer learning activities, not at home.
Very nice. Thank you, Michelle. So does anyone else want to share? I see some folks on video. Would love, if you are interested, to hold up your image, or you can describe it. You could write your description in the chat box as well, but we'd love to know how you're feeling today. All right, Paula, I see yours. Oh, it's cutting in and out a little bit. Do you want to describe it?
It's the like the one with the party hat with the little noise maker.
Nice. Are you feeling a celebration today, Paula?
Yeah, I'm feeling excited that you guys are here and looking forward to doing some more activities with
Love it. Thanks, Paula. So mine looks similar to Paula's. Let me hold it up here. I did mine with a purple Sharpie. I don't think mine's as nicely drawn as yours, Paula. Also, a little hat on mine. So tomorrow's actually my birthday, and I'm taking the rest of the week off. So my emoji has a little clock with a question mark because I'm excited, but also wondering how much I can get done the rest of the day. So that's my emoji, a little bit of celebration and a little bit of, what can I knock off the to-do list? Thank you for the nice messages in the chat, by the way, I appreciate that. Anybody else want to share? How are you feeling today? You can hold your image up, you can describe it. How are you feeling? Oh, Michael, I like that somewhat, is that a tense smile on that emoji? Do you want to describe it?
Yeah, so actually we have construction going on right now. So like every 30 seconds, you hear this big bang and I get scared. So that's pretty much what it is.
Fair enough. Thank you for sharing. Anybody else want to share? Tell us how you're feeling.
Carolyn.
Hi, Carolyn.
Mine is kind of hair sticking up. I had muscle pain, so it's not the happiest. It's not sad. I'm getting some relief.
Fair enough.
But I'm glad to be here today from Playing Smart Start Elizabethtown.
Awesome. Well, we're glad you're here and thank you for sharing. Well, thank you for everyone who shared your emoji. So the way Michelle and I like to do this, we do an activity and then we ask like a reflection question. So the reflection question for the feelings chart activity is, how might you use this? Like, how could this activity be helpful for a summer program or an after-school program? How might this activity be useful?
If a student come in after school and they're acting a little different, and a lot of times if they can express their feelings, they are a lot better to deal with. So they could use this as an expression to kind of calm down their emotions from a bad day.
Absolutely. I really appreciate that, Carolyn. We've all experienced a lot. There's been a lot of collective trauma in the last year and a half. So this summer is a great opportunity to kind of get back on the same page together, build some empathy, connect with each other. We're all still recovering in our own way. So using an activity like this to create some space, just again, build some of that empathy and opportunities to dialogue with each other. And Dale, thank you from the Girl Scouts. It got all of us smiling. Yeah, I think is a great activity just to add some laughter and fun to your day. I think the drawing aspect makes it a little kind of playful and silly as well.
I think when you draw it, it's hard to be one feeling. It's hard to be one emoji. If you want to mix more, like when you have to choose one that's already on our page, like we usually do, I think I just grab one. But when you draw it, you're like, oh, I feel lots of things. What should I be?
That's a great idea, Michelle. I've never thought about that. Actually, you made me feel seen there, because that was my emoji. I tried to get two things out at once. I like that. All right, I'm going to stick with the drawing version of the feelings chart from now on. All right, well, again, I hope you like that activity. It was just kind of a starter activity. Again, it's a resource called the feelings chart. It's part of our Healthy at Home resources. So hopefully you can put that to use in whatever way makes sense to you. And also say that any of these resources, if they don't fit what you're doing, no worries. Kind of laying things out on the table here. Take what serves you and leave what doesn't. Thank you, Danielle. I see the comment in the chat. You could use this as a check-in with students and ourselves. We've used this in staff meetings, right, Michelle? As like an icebreaker.
Yes.
All right. Michelle, should we move to our second activity?
Sure.
So I think the next one is actually from Nature Bingo. And Nature Bingo has been a really popular Healthier Generation resource over the last year. So I'll ask the crowd, if you've seen Healthier Generation Nature Bingo before, would you put a bingo in the chat box? So if you've seen Nature Bingo, put bingo in the chat box. And no worries if you haven't, I'm gonna go grab the link. Michelle has seen it. Michelle and I have done a lot of workshops on Nature Bingo. Again, it's from our Healthy at Home collection, Cole's Healthy at Home collection. So if you click the link in the chat, hopefully that will take you directly to Nature Bingo. There's an English version and a Spanish version. And we're gonna check off one of the boxes for Nature Bingo today. And it is flower breath. So it's afternoon, East Coast time. I'm sure you all have been busy today. So we're just gonna take a second and do one of the mindfulness activities from Bingo. So it's a visualization exercise. So I want you can close your eyes, you can keep your eyes open, you can look down, whatever you'd like to do, but I want you to visualize a flower. And maybe it's one that you've got in your backyard, on your windowsill. Could be, you can make up a flower. I've been growing some sunflowers in my backyard that are doing pretty well. So I'll think about those. But I want you to visualize that flower. Paula's visualizing sunflower too, nice. Oh, and get in a comfortable position too, if you're not already. So you can sit back, stand up, whatever you'd like to do. So comfortable spot, visualize that flower. So we're just gonna take some deep breaths together. So I want you to visualize smelling that flower. So big deep breath in, and then you're gonna visualize blowing those petals off of the flower with your with the deep breath out. So big deep breath in, big deep breath out. So visualizing that beautiful flower, breathing in, smelling it, and then visualizing blowing the petals off the flower. So let's do like 3 big deep breaths on your own. So I'll do it too. So on your own time, big deep breath in, big deep breath out. So maybe put a word in the chat box. Tell me one word that would describe how you feel after you did flower breath. And I'll write my word in here. It always makes me feel just a little bit more calm. Paula says relaxed. Content, thank you, Danielle. Colleen says content. Jude says peaceful. Excellent, at peace. Yeah, and we just did 3 big deep breaths. So I'm sure those feelings would be even more amplified if you took even more time to take some deep breaths. So I like that activity from Nature Bingo because if you click Bingo, if you look at that link of Nature Bingo, there are some physical activities, there are some art activities, some literacy activities. We were intentional to weave in some social emotional mindfulness activities as well to bring it all together on a simple bingo card. Michael says relaxed. Michael, hopefully it will help with some of that construction you got going on. So thank you for sharing how you're feeling after doing the flower breathing exercise. So reflection question. How do you think you might use this in your summer programming or back to school or whatever your programming looks like? Any ideas on how you might use like a visualization breathing exercise like this? And if you have an idea of how you might change it up, would love to hear how you would adapt the flower breath. Thank you, Dale. You like the visualization of blowing the petals off for kids and smelling the flower. You use similar things when there's conflict. Thanks, Dale. And Dale, you're more than welcome if you want to come off mute and share a little bit about the similar activities you use. I'd love to know.
I think it's also a really great way to bring kids back together. So like if it is something that's physically active or like high energy and you're trying to bring them back down a little bit, I think it's a great way to kind of transition back into either a seated space or a transition to a different room or anything like that.
That's a great idea, Michelle. Well, I hope you enjoy checking out Nature Bingo. Again, it's in English and Spanish. You can find it in our Healthy at Home resource hub. I did put the link in the chat there. So I hope you give it a try and let us know what works. If you like what you like about Nature Bingo, it could be some activities to try this week during Summer Learning Week and then on into the school year. Oh, thanks, Danielle. The breathing exercises are great for check-in and check-out. Love the idea for transitions as well. Thank you. All right, so we're going to move on to our third activity. And this is an oldie, but goodie. Michelle, do you have the supplies for this next activity?
I have the supplies. And I actually have, so I brought 3 different sets of supplies just because you never know what anyone's going to have. So I got some paint sticks and they're not spanking sticks, even though my children
paint
are
stick. Okay.
Paint sticks from just like local Ace Hardware, wherever. Great. Use these. Some little craft sticks or tongue depressors can be used. And just even like a little cutout piece of paper. So it can be like anything to make.
Is that cardboard?
It is. It's just a little piece of cardboard from
nice.
a little box. So I just like cut that out. So can be anything. So I've got our supplies. And then, so with the Fitsticks, just an easy, simple way to get kids moving and also engaged in the process. So if we use, let's say, the craft stick and we were trying to get some kids active, we could put on there, 15 jumping jacks and then have another stick that's, 20 arm circles or things like that. And then just have a jar, just like a.
Here, Michelle, I think I can pin the video. I'm going to spotlight you for everybody.
Oh, wow.
Now your video got
really big.
Made you bigger.
You did make me bigger. And so just like, this is my pencil jar, but just like, something that you can put them all in so that you've got like either your paint sticks or your craft sticks or just your little pieces of paper. And then the kids can draw one when it's time for a quick physical activity break. You can have the kids themselves create the sticks with whatever physical activity they want to put on them. So that's, they can have their own choice, especially when, you want them to lead it, they can do that. And then a great way that we've been able to, I think, infuse physical activity into a bunch of different areas is, we've got 10 times, looks, because I'm backwards, 10 times 2. So adding some mathematics into the process. And then, the kids would come up with, oh, that's 20. So then we're going to do 20 arm circles. So adding some math. So I'm going to ask you to do 20 arm circles right now with me. So we're going to do
All right,
10
20 arm
forward.
circles. And I'm gonna,
7.
while we're doing arm circles, Michelle, I'm gonna
Yes.
try and
now 10 backwards.
take the spotlight off of you. There we go. Now we
Thank
can see
you.
everybody.
I can see
So
everybody.
it's 10 forwards and 10 backwards?
Yes, and I'm on backwards. Almost done. All right. Oh, that felt good. All right. And then another one that I had was adding in some SEL. So we have one of our feelings vocabulary on one side. So I chose excited because I have friends coming into town this weekend. So I'm excited. And so if we chose excited, then they'd flip it around and they might say, as a leader of a group, what's the last thing that really excited you? Is there something you're looking forward to that's exciting? Trying to kind of make them think a little bit about, what's the last thing that made them excited or something possibly coming up. And then going back into our physical activity and running in place 10 times. So let's run in place 10 times. I had to do everything seated because I'm connected by wires. So, all right. And last example that I thought was interesting. We had a lot of this going on during virtual Owens Academy while we were doing some during COVID being home together. And so, language arts development. So what's an adjective? And then we kind of tried to turn things into games because my two youngest everything has to be fun, has to be fun. And so an adjective that would be the sun would be, fire would be, possibly food, an iron of some kind, and they'd be guessing. And then that adjective would be hot. And then if you're hot, you might be doing jumping jacks or star jacks of some kind. And so we would do 8 of those. So we can just do star or whatever you want to do from a seated position.
I'll take the spotlight off of you. Again,
Thank you.
Michelle.
I look really big doing this. All right.
I love this literacy idea, Michelle.
So I was trying to connect things because I have an 8-year-old who is definitely a hands-on learner and can't just talk about adjectives. We have to be moving and doing and all of that at all times. So just some ideas for Fitsticks and getting everybody moving and connecting, integrating different academic enrichment or just making it fun. Doesn't even have to connect to anything.
I love it. So would love to hear from folks. What do you think about Fitsticks? And I can put the link in the chat. And Fitsticks is one that I believe you need a free login at healthiergeneration.org. But again, it's just a free login and that will get you signed up for our e-news for events and activities too. What do folks think about Fitsticks? This is one of my favorites. It's so simple.
So easy.
Yeah, and Michelle puts in the chat any variations that you might do. Betsy likes it. Great idea. Thank you, Betsy. Michelle, I made Fitsticks too, but I did a much simpler version of yours.
Oh, let me see.
I just put 3 different colors on popsicle sticks.
I like.
And then so you could pick a color. So pick a color, Michelle.
I pick green.
Green. That would be 5 wrist or shoulder stretches.
I got that.
This.
Yeah. Those are good after sitting all day in these desks.
I picked things that you could put in that would be good for a staff meeting. I was thinking okay, we're all at our laptops more than ever. So how can we make an adult version of Fitsticks so that it stretches and things that we can do while we're at our desks?
Yeah. And just an example from something that our elementary school is doing for their summer learning program, their bridge program. My youngest is in dual language immersion. And so she's immersed into just Spanish this summer. So it's been really interesting to watch. but some of their teachers have used something similar to what you just did, Daniel, like with teaching colors or teaching adjectives in Spanish or any type of enrichment that they're trying to do in a separate language, and then getting kids moving and fun and saying, whatever that word is in a different language over and over again while they're moving. And so it's kind of like sticking with them. And so that's been something that's been really fun to kind of watch Layla work through.
Great example. And Danielle put a modification in the chat,
Oh,
a modification for the previous activity.
Okay.
Not nature bingo, but also heard a teacher use breath and the smell of the birthday cake and blow out the candles on the breath out. So breathing in the birthday cake, the smell of a delicious birthday cake, and blowing out the candles. And Danielle shares that they love the idea of having students co-create with adults. Then you can have them lead the activity. Great ideas. Dale shares Dollar Store has cubes that have 6 sides, whiteboard markers, and you can put those exercises on each side, and then you roll the dice to see what you do. Very cool. Thanks, Dale. Michelle and I were just talking about doing something similar with a beach ball.
I know, that's so funny.
Paula shares, you have different colored tongue depressors, or you could put an adverb on one, simple math on one, and an activity in the last one. The adverb determines how you act while you're doing it. Math is how many of the activity that you do, and then you pick one of each color.
I like that. Especially for older kids, that would be great. Like to have like all those different steps to keep them engaged.
These are all really, really great ideas. You might hear us, if you attend a future webinar, you might hear us share some of these activities. These are fantastic. All right, so for time, we're going to keep moving, but I'm going to give y'all a choice. Would you rather do a physical activity resource or a drawing SEL type of a resource? So drawing or physical activity. Let us know, put it in the chat box, drawing or physical activity, what would you rather do? Drawing. All right, we're gonna do a drawing. So this is from a resource Healthier Generation put together with Kaiser Permanente called Taking a Me Moment. And raise your hand if you've needed to take a me moment and take a break in the last year. I think we all would raise our hand to that. So these are activities that you can use to just take a breather, reset. We've all had that email. You get an email and then you notice you're like leaning forward on your laptop and clenching your teeth and you're like in the worst posture ever. So these are activities you can use to like, nope. Let's step away. Let's take a 1-minute break. And this is literally a 1-minute break. So I'm going to actually set a timer on my phone for 1 minute and 3 seconds because we're going to have a countdown. And everyone's going to need a pen or a pencil or a marker or a highlighter, something to write or draw with, and a piece of paper. Could be a scrap sheet of paper, it could be back of an envelope, whatever you have available. So again, this is from Taking a Me Moment. It's called 1-minute drawing. So again, I've got my timer here. So the instructions, I want you to, when I say go, you're gonna draw whatever you want to draw for 1 minute. But the only rule is that you cannot pick your pencil or your pen or your marker, your highlighter, your crayon off your sheet of paper. And it doesn't have to look like anything, really no rules other than don't pick your pencil or pen up. Make sense? Give me a thumbs up. I see some head nods. Awesome. All right. Michelle, did I forget any of the instructions?
Nope,
This one's
that
so
good.
simple that I feel like I'm forgetting something. All right, so countdown started. 3, 2, 1. We're drawing for 1 minute. So drawing for 1 minute. The only rule is to not pick up your pencil from your paper. Maybe take a deep breath here and there. If you're just joining us and you're wondering what is going on, we are doing family fun and summer learning activities. This is a drawing activity. The only rule is to not pick your pencil up off the paper. 10 seconds left. Take another big deep breath. And pencils up. Welcome, Iris. I'm sorry you're having computer difficulty. Hopefully you can see or hear us, or I think we're recording, so you can always go back and check out the recording. All right, so I would love to know what y'all did for your 1 minute drawing. I'll share first. So mine's pretty simple. If I can get it up to the screen here. It's just like a little squiggle. Nothing too exciting.
Looks like coral.
Like coral?
Me.
I could see that, Michelle. Michelle, what was your 1 minute drawing?
Well, see, there's so much flower talk that my brain went straight to flowers. So I did a flower, and then I like had to keep my pencil on the paper to make my son like.
Did you pick up your pencil?
No, look, see how that line doesn't get picked up? And then as I go around, I do this and go back and this and go back. I don't cheat now, come on.
I'm sorry, I didn't believe you. Betsy tried to draw a person. Betsy, let's see if are you? Oh, you're not on video. Betsy, if you want to come on video, I'd love for you to share, but no worries. Anybody else want to share their drawing? Paula, I see you smiling. I want to know what you did. Oh, Anna's sharing. A beach.
Oh,
Michelle,
nice.
Michelle, Anna drew where you
like
live.
Anna.
Very
You
nice.
even got an umbrella in there without picking it up. That was good.
All right. Paula, what you got there? A turtle. You did that without picking your pencil up, Paula? That's impressive.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out how to make an eye without picking up the pencil though, so I stopped there. But you can see, like Michelle, you can see all the little.
So cool. Love it. That is very similar to mine. Squiggles.
Carolyn,
Carolyn.
I started out, it was looking like a crown, and I kept going around and around until I think it just looked like a ball of confusion. But I started out being a crown.
Nice. You know what? It's whatever it needs to be. It's all about the process. All right, Dale. Oh, that's really nice, Dale. I like those swirls.
That is.
Very nice. All right, so we're going to do our reflection question again. Why do you think 1 minute drawing, how could that be useful? How could 1 minute drawing be useful? And you can say it's not useful too. That's fair. How could you use 1 minute drawing?
Daniel, I noticed that you also brought into the drawing breathing. So it can be a way to kind of focus your attention on your breathing. And breathing can be a wonderful way to just de-stress, as by example of what you did with us previously. And so I liked it for that. It just gave me a moment to pause and take a breath.
Yeah.
And draw.
And draw.
You can kind of see it. I did a heart.
Is it a heart? Very nice.
And my heart was really big, so I ran out of room. And so you'll see I have my lines, and it ended up in the middle. So
very nice. I like that you used the hot pink Post-it too. This activity is fun because it's whatever you have available. You don't have to run to the store. Michelle did a great job of demoing that with the Fitsticks too. Like, we're all about inexpensive, simple activities and whatever you have. And if you don't have something that a resource calls for, change it up. More than likely, the way you adapted it, it's going to be even better. Well, just like Iris shares, so you did the drawing activity with a twist before, using music like musical chairs. Kids change an activity, let's see, keeping the kids to change an activity to exercise. Iris, I'm not sure I understand you. Okay, let's see. Using the music. Oh, are the students moving during the music and then they change their activity when the music changes? Am I getting that right? I got it right. Okay, thank you, Iris. I like that a lot. Betsy shares that activity allows us to exercise more parts of our brain. Yeah, absolutely. Especially if you've been working on like a spreadsheet or something with numbers, to switch over and to do something a little bit more artistic. I love the idea Iris shared about bringing in music. All right, so you all are experts in 1 minute drawing. Again, that's from the Me Moments activity, Me Moments resource, I'm sorry. So now we have a physical activity, but it's based on a book. And Michelle and I have used this book a few times before. It's from our friend Tara Stiles, the yoga instructor. It's called Yoga Animals. Paige Fowler is the author. And y'all ready to play some yoga animals?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna make sure I'm on gallery view here. Michelle, so we're gonna take turns reading some yoga animals. Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay. So we're gonna read, but would love for everyone to play along. This is a very active book, but feel free to modify however you like. And if you just want to watch, totally fine. If you're watching the recording and want to pause and do some additional stretches, you're welcome to do that too. But the idea is just to get a little bit of movement with a fun book. All right. So I'm going to read the first page here. Animals around the world jump and stretch and reach and curl. Join along and you can learn to move like them. It's your turn. So the first animal is a giraffe. So young giraffes reach to the trees, stretching tall for tasty leaves. So everyone stretch like a giraffe, reach like a giraffe. Another good opportunity to take a big, deep breath. Stretch your arms over your head. You could lean to side. All right, Michelle, popcorn it over to you.
Okay. Peaceful pink flamingos stand, balancing and shifting sand. So if you're seated, you might be able to just pull a leg up. If you want to stand up,
I'll do
pull
that.
leg up. I would stand up, but I can't. I'm connected.
Bring your hands together, I think it.
Yep, bring your hands together in front of your heart and breathe in. Find a spot to focus and breathe out. The sole of your foot should rest on your standing or seated leg.
And I'm putting the book in the, actually I can put the link in the chat here too.
Oh, this next one feels good too.
There we go. Let's see. I'm going to jump ahead, Michelle. Let's do. I like the page with the bunnies. So, bunnies bounce on velvet toes, then tuck fluffy tails to nose. So it's tuck like a bunny. So I'm going to adapt this because I'm seated in front of the computer. I'm just going to bend forward a little bit. So feel free to bend forward. You can touch your toes. All right, so that's Yoga Animals, one of our favorites. Definitely a book worth checking out. Lots of fun movements, animal themed. I believe doing yoga outside in your favorite outdoor spot is one of the squares on Nature Bingo as well. So you get a nature bingo square with that activity as well. So let us know in the chat, maybe put a word in the chat if you liked bingo, nature bingo, yoga animals. Sorry, I called it the wrong thing. If you liked yoga animals, or tell us your impression of yoga animals, put that into the chat box. Paula loved it. I think the demonstrations, the illustrations are really nice as well, to really show kind of what the movements look like in a family-friendly way.
Be prepared for noises. Even though it's
making
yoga.
Noises like the animals.
Like, I mean, when I did this with the kids, like it was funny, I'm thinking yoga and I'm in the Zen place and all of a sudden someone's barking when we're doing downward dog. And I'm like, whoa, we're supposed to be relaxing. And so there will come noises with younger ones.
Thank you, Anna. Oh, actually, Paula shared Cosmic Kids Yoga as another resource. Anna shares Yoga Animals Immediately Relaxed You. Talks about bringing your body revolutions down. Carolyn liked it. Oh, Dale just ordered it. Awesome. Okay, cool. Danielle shares, you did a yoga class for kids and gave out books. This would have been a great book to give each student so they could take it home and do with their family. Awesome. Well, I'm so happy you liked it. I think it's so fun. Just like a fun resource. And, you know, again, the title of this session today is Family Fun and Summer Learning. So there's a lot of linkages there to STEM and wildlife and nature. Like you could take this as far as you would like to take it. Like you could do a whole project based on an animal that you pretended to be when you were doing the yoga poses as well. So depending on where you are and the students you're working with, you can adapt this in a lot of different ways. All right, so we have about 12 minutes left, and I do have a recipe that I'm going to share with you all. So anybody interested to see a recipe demo? Michelle is? All right. So I'm going to need to, oh, awesome. Someone wrote in the chat, this was great. Many ideas to share with site coordinators. Absolutely, yeah. And I know that Beyond School Hours and team recorded this. I think it's on YouTube. So would love for you to pass it on to your site coordinators. But more importantly, Michelle and I would like to know how you take these ideas and make them better. We would love to learn from you. So Michelle, maybe as I get our recipe demo set up, if you want to put your social handle and our emails in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah, Dale, ready to roll stuff, like back pocket activities, things you can do on the fly. In the bag of tricks, yeah, that's out of school time. All right, so I'm gonna push my computer back and hopefully you can see. So this recipe demo, I actually did a little poll on Twitter a few days ago because I wanted to see what recipe folks would want us to, Michelle and I, to talk about today. And this is the one that folks, most folks voted for. It's called Bodacious Banana Split Bites, which is a mouthful. Bodacious Banana Split Bites. And it's so simple. There's 4 steps. And I've got my little recipe here, so I'm going to reference my recipe. But you'll probably memorize this as soon as I share it with you. So step 1, well, your prep work, you're going to need a banana, some strawberries, some Greek yogurt, non-fat plain Greek yogurt. I just got a little cup of it, and an orange. So banana, strawberry, plain yogurt, orange. And I think the original recipe called for honey, but I didn't have any honey, so I'm just going to omit honey from my recipe today. And I got a safety knife, a spoon, a little cutting board, and a grater, a very small grater. You can see it here. And don't worry, I'll give you the link here to a video where we demo this recipe too, but I thought it'd be fun for us to do it together. So step 1, cut your strawberry slices. And let me see, I think I can spotlight my video so you can get a bigger, there we go. Wow. Strawberry. So we're going to slice the strawberry up. So I'm going to do some pretty big slices here. So that was step 1, strawberry slices. My napkin. Ta-da! Step 1, strawberry slices. Oh, thanks, Dale, for the tip on the honey. All right, so strawberry slices. Second step, I need to quarter this banana. And if you've made this before, let me know in the chat box. I welcome any tips. So I'm going to quarter this banana. I'm just going to break it in half for today. Michelle, is my video coming through okay? Can you
Yes, it's really clear.
All right. Step 2 complete. I quartered the banana. So I just broke it in half and then sliced it into 4 pieces. So now the fun part, I've got my plain yogurt here. And the recipe will give you like the amounts and things. I'm just kind of eyeing this today. Oh, thanks, Michelle. That's the official recipe. This is the Daniel version where we're just kind of improvising, slicing up the strawberries, slicing up the bananas. Got some plain non-fat Greek yogurts. But this is the fun part. I, through the magic of Zoom, have already grated this orange. So you're using the orange zest. Thanks, Paula. Agave syrup. So I'm just doing like a spoonful of this orange zest into my yogurt here. I like this little cup because I was like, oh, that's a perfect little bowl to mix this in. Mix it up. So these are our bodacious banana split bites. Step 1. Actually, let me ask the group, what was step 1? Slice the strawberries. Check. Step 2 was?
Quarter your banana.
Quarter the banana. Step 3. Make
Yogurt.
our orangey yogurt here. So the last step is to make a little sandwich with it. So just take a little bit of the yogurt, put it on your bananas. You could go the other way too and put it on your strawberry. And then the all-important sandwich moment. And these are our bodacious banana split bites. Elsie says yummy. Sylvia said, oh, Sylvia Lies, welcome, welcome. You do not cook or bake. This recipe might be something you could do and teach others. This is bodacious. Absolutely. Perfect for summer learning celebrations. Pretty simple, really inexpensive. Even better if you've got some strawberries growing. Kids can do it on their own. Yep, Michelle. This is going to be my snack in 5 minutes when we wrap up. So that is bodacious banana split bites. Let me take the spotlight off my video. Thank you for the feedback on that recipe. So Michelle put the link to the video for that recipe in the chat. So if you want a nice polished version that you can share with site coordinators, friends, family, anyone else, check that out. Again, super simple recipe, but the idea, again, creating opportunities for kids to try more fruits and vegetables, or more fruits. All right, so we're almost out of time. So I think our last thing, Michelle, is our reflection. So 2 reflection questions. What's one thing you learned that you'll use? And any questions you still have for Michelle and I? Oh, thanks, Michelle. You put the recipe in the chats. Danielle said you'll definitely be doing this with your grandson to practice. You'll share with your sites too. Awesome. Anything else we tried today that you're excited to try out this week? And don't miss those amazing updates in the chat Paula's putting in about next week. Kim shares these activities will be great for children and adults during your professional development sessions. Michael shares activities to share your first meeting in August.
Yeah, and Daniel, as they're putting them in there, I just want to thank everyone because there was a lot of great ideas and like variations and different recipe alternatives and just kind of focusing on so many things that, you know, the site schools, everyone, even our families with different chronic health conditions and just trying to really adapt it to meet the needs of everyone. So thank you really much, very much for sharing all of that today.
Well, thank you all so much. Again, this was awesome. So Paula, Elizabeth, turn it back to y'all if you've got any things you want to wrap up with, but appreciate
thank you.
Time with you.
Thanks, Daniel. Thanks, Michelle. We appreciate you guys joining us again. You always bring such, you know, easy to use, quick to turn around things that we can take right back to programs. So I appreciate you both. We hope that you all join us again for our next webinar in our Beyond School Hours follow-up series. Paula's been putting some information in the chat. If you hadn't had a chance to fill out the evaluation, please do that. And check us out at beyondschoolhours.org, where we've got our registration open, and we'd love to see you all in Orlando in February 2022. You can register and we'll see you there. So thanks for joining us again today, everybody. I hope to see you again.